20 places to see in Italy. We've seen a basic itinerary through Italy, visiting some cities. Today, we're going to see 20 amazing places in Italy in a random order. They can be helpful if you're planning your trip, to get to know them through these images, or to remember them if you've already visited. Italy has so many amazing places that this list is random, and many spots will be left out. But let's get started quickly. Travel companions, here are 20 must-see places in Italy for your itinerary. A little chat will come after number 20. Comment if you know that place. Amalfi Coast. We'll begin with the Amalfi Coast and its stunning coastal road. From south of Naples to Vietri sul Mar, hillside villages overlooking the sea enhance this area. Declared a World Heritage Site by United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization in 1997, this coast is a must-see when visiting Italy. We can highlight places here such as Sorrento, Amalfi, Positano, Atrani, or Ravello. The winding road is very scenic. For those who dare to drive on it, it's a wonderful journey. It's narrow and has countless curves, but the scenery is spectacular. You can go from Naples to visit this area, but the advice is to stay in one of these cities and enjoy a few days on this coast. Capri, near where we just left, and with boarding options from Naples, Sorrento, Positano, or Amalfi, we will reach Capri. Capri is an island in the Tyrrhenian Sea, south of the Gulf of Naples, and opposite the Sorrentine Peninsula. It is a place of renowned beauty. As mentioned, you can take a ferry for a day trip or stay on the island. On the island, you can visit Marina Grande, Marina Piccola, the center of Capri, and Anacapri. Getting lost in those little streets with white buildings and sea views is something wonderful. You can go up either by funicular or by bus. It's an area with high accommodation prices, but who wouldn't dream of spending a night on this island? A must-do if you visit the island is to try to see the Blue Grotto. The Grotta Azzurra is a remarkable sea cave on Capri's coast. We say try to visit it because it's not always open, depending on the current and the height of the waves. Naples, Pompeii ruins, and Vesuvius. Since we're in this area, we'll mention other interesting places to visit in Italy, and those are Naples and the ruins of Pompeii. We'll start in Naples, a city that is always a must-see when visiting Italy, with its views of Vesuvius and walks through its picturesque streets, clothes hanging and people bustling. From here, we'll visit the Pompeii ruins. Pompeii is an archaeological site in Campania. It was a sophisticated Roman city buried under meters of ash and stone. Pompeii, following the catastrophic Mount Vesuvius eruption in 79 AD, exploring this ash-covered city, now a World Heritage Site, is fascinating. Set aside a few hours for the tour. The place is large and gets more captivating as you go. It is recommended to spend 3 to 4 hours for the visit. While it's a recommended activity to do from Naples, if you're spending a few days in the city, is it also true that there are excursions from Rome? The city, as we mentioned, was buried by the eruption of Vesuvius, along with the city of Herculaneum, another city you can add to your visit. And you can also visit Vesuvius. Organized tours are available for all these options. Matera. Matera is located in the south of Italy, in the region of Basilicata, of which it is the capital. Besides wandering the small streets, the main attractions are near Vittorio Veneto Square, Sedile Square, and San Francesco Square. It's definitely a unique place. It's very striking to see all those houses embedded in the rock. These are caves carved into the limestone, used as homes for thousands of years. The origins of Matera date back to prehistory. There is evidence of human settlements since the Paleolithic era. If you're thinking about spending the night in Matera, there are some charming cave hotels. It's a different kind of experience. See you soon. The origins of this city date back to the second half of the Middle Ages, or the early 16th century, when, as a small fief, it began to be populated by farmers. The counts of this city authorized the settlers to build their houses with dry stone, without cement, so they could be demolished in case of inspection. Since the existing law in the Kingdom of Naples stated that the formation of an urban settlement required the payment of a tax, this clever proposal avoided the tax. This way, they were able to build these houses. The trulli, which could be considered as temporary constructions, easy to demolish. At least, this is one of the theories believed to be the reason for the origin of these very unique constructions. Also, a different place to see in Italy. Venice. We arrived in the city of canals, included in every guide as a must-see in Italy. It may seem unnecessary to mention, since we know it, but not saying it would be impossible. With the option to stay in Mestre, outside the island, to get a better price for lodging and dinner, and then make the trip to Venice during the day. The city, whether you stay in it or not, is a must-see. Arriving by Vaporetto will already make you want to get lost in its canals. Romantic city. If any city is, a gondola ride is a must. Initially, I assumed it was just for tourists, so we did it without much excitement. Just because we were in Venice and had to try it. But I actually found it charming. We're taking a break here and asking you to subscribe and give us a like if you're enjoying this video. And now, if you've already done it, let's continue with the tour. With extra time, visit Marino and Burano. But if you don't have enough time, just get lost along the canals. Go inside St. Mark's Basilica and try to find those times when it's a little less crowded, so the crowd doesn't take away its charm. Verona. The city of Romeo and Juliet greets us with its famous balcony, charm, and many other sights to see. Verona is a city that is sometimes overlooked in itineraries, but for me, It has been a city that has fascinated me. The Verona Arena, a Roman Colosseum from the year 30 AD that is still in use, allows us to visit its interior. But if it's summer and opera season, you can attend one of these fantastic shows by booking in advance. Visiting Juliet's balcony is a must in the city, since thanks to Shakespeare's play, we always associate Verona with Romeo and Juliet. When you arrive and see the number of people taking their photo there, you'll see that everyone thinks the same thing. Walking through its streets, crossing the Adige River, and climbing up to Castel San Pietro to get the best views of Verona is something we can't miss. If Verona is among your chosen places to visit, we have a video with a tour and what to see in the city. We'll put it in the description for you. Trento. This Alpine city in northern Italy, maybe you haven't thought about adding it to your itinerary, but it has a unique charm and different architecture. And when it comes to choosing places in Italy, it has beauty both in the city and in the surrounding mountains. Enough to include it. Walking through its streets, visiting the Buon Consiglio Castle will be enough to make you fall in love with it for sure. If you want to get a view from the top over the whole city with its mountains, take the funicular to Sardegna. The Trento-Sardegna cable car will let you see the entire valley. Each area you visit is unique and has its own special charm. Italy is a country with beautiful cities and landscapes. If you want to know more about what to see in Trento, we've left the video in the description. Sirmione, Lake Garda. Located in the Lombardy region, this lake is the largest lake in Italy and has beautiful towns. Among them, we highlight Riva sul Garda, Limoni sul Garda, and Sirmione, the latter with the beauty of its castle. As we were saying, Lake Garda is the largest Italian lake and one of the most famous tourist lakes in northern Italy, along with Lake Como and Lake Maggiore. Milan. Even if it's just to see the impressive Duomo and the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele, is it worth including it in a visit to Italy? The Duomo. See it at different times of the day, because the lighting changes the tone of the magnificent facade. There's so much more to see in Milan, but if you want more information on what to see and do, we have a full video. It's in the description. Pisa. Pisa is always on my itinerary. This city is in the region of Tuscany, a region that we will talk about a little later. Among the most important monuments in the city are the Piazza del Miracoli, declared a World Heritage Site, the cathedral, built in marble, and the striking 12th century Leaning Tower. With a height of 58 meters, it developed its characteristic tilt immediately after construction began. The only recommendation is not to rush. Don't just go to take the typical photo holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Take some time to explore the city. Cinque Terre. We've reached another stunning spot in Italy that we always want to add to our itinerary. Cinque Terre. This area of the coast is called Cinque Terre, made up of 5 villages in the province of La Spezia, washed by the Ligurian Sea. Here we will find very picturesque villages, such as Monterosso, Corniglia, Rio Maggiore, Vernazza, and Manarola. Although they are all very beautiful, my personal favorites are Manarola and Vernazza. It's common to visit these villages in a day, which is what we did, but we want to go back to stay at least one night in one of them, so we can have more time to explore and enjoy them at a slower pace. I'm telling you from experience, it was too rushed to visit them all in one day. Donis and the Fort of Bard in the Aosta Valley. We're heading further north to the Aosta Valley. It's located in the Western Alps and on both sides of the Doribaltia Basin. Its capital and most populated city is Aosta, but we're going to choose a very small village, Donis and the nearby Fort of Bard. An area of beautiful natural scenery. Going up to the fort, you can enjoy magnificent views, and walking through Donis is like traveling back in time. The ancient Roman road, the consular road of the Gauls, crosses through it. A quiet, picturesque place without mass tourism. We chose to stay at a quiet B&B in Donis, on its main street, and we had a wonderful time. Turin. Located on the banks of the Po River and surrounded by the Alps, we find Turin. With remarkable architecture in many of its buildings, it is an interesting city to explore. Here we highlight the Royal Palace of Turin, the Egyptian Museum, the Automobile Museum, and the Mole Antonelliana, from where you can get beautiful views of the city. Of Turin. We also have a full video on what to see and do, which I'll link in the description. Tuscany. We arrive at the area that's probably most seen in movies, always associated with the romance of medieval towns, Tuscany. Here, we'll highlight 3 of its towns, San Gimignano, Montepulciano, and Cortona. Although there are so many towns in this area, and all of them are very beautiful. Although we know there are day trips from Florence to visit them, ideally, you should spend a few days in one of these towns and savor their dishes and wines while enjoying some lovely walks. It's one of my favorite regions in Italy. Siena. We're still in Tuscany, but now we choose a city, Siena. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization named Siena a World Heritage Site in 1995. A tour of Siena will take us to the Piazza del Campo, where the Palio Festival is held, and to its Duomo, the Cathedral of St. Mary of the Assumption. But maybe it's best to get lost in its streets. Florence. Florence or Firenze, it is the capital and most populous city of the Tuscany region, and it is its historical, artistic, economic, and administrative center. A city that will always appear on any list of Italy's most beautiful places. Art dominates the city. Its Duomo, the Accademia Gallery, the Uffizi Gallery, the Ponte Vecchio. We recommend going up to Piazzale Michelangelo, from where you get wonderful views of the city. Florence is a luxurious highlight for this region of Tuscany, which we started to see in the previous 2 points, both with some of its villages and later with Siena. Bologna. A city in northern Italy, capital of the Emilia-Romagna region, located near the Apennines. It is one of the best preserved historic cities and has the second largest medieval old town in Europe, after Venice. It is a city that you might not have thought to include in your itinerary, but a walk through its streets might make you change your mind. Taormina and Agrigento in Sicily. We're heading back south, and now we're going to Sicily. There are many places we could choose on this island, and honestly, it's worth spending time in each of its cities and exploring it thoroughly. But we're going to choose Taormina and Agrigento. Taormina, one of the most beautiful cities in Sicily, shows us the ancient Greek theater, the cobblestone streets, and Piazza Nine di Aprile. Don't miss the breathtaking views from the Madonna della Rocca Church, along the so-called Via Crucis, and don't miss Isola Bella either. Agrigento sits on Sicily's southern coast, and the Valley of the Temples has been declared a United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization World Heritage Site. As we mentioned throughout the video, you can see the change between each of the areas, and all of them have their own unique beauty and interest. We're going to number 20, but what's next? Rome. We've reached number 20, and even though we know it's a must-have, and it wouldn't even need to be mentioned, we couldn't leave it out either. Walking through Rome feels like exploring history itself, an open-air museum, and a must-see on any European trip. Although there are so many places to visit, I would highlight the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, and, although it's a separate state, the Vatican. There's little left for me to say that hasn't already been said about Rome. If you have time, when visiting the monument to Vittorio Emanuele, go up. The view of the Roman rooftops is worth it. And now that we've finished the 20 chosen places in Italy, we'll add one more that, although very close to visit, isn't actually Italy. The Republic of San Marino. We visited it, stayed there for one night, and we loved it. It's small, but the walk was wonderful. Tell me if you know it, if you liked it or not, or if you would visit it. Travel companions, that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful for adding places to your wish lists. If that's the case, we ask you to subscribe and give it a like. It really helps us a lot.